So I recently completed Mafia The Old Country and I wanted to talk about this game because I know many people hated the third Mafia game. I've never played any Mafia games except this one, so I'm not really gonna compare these. But I know the old Mafia games were open world and this is just more of a linear story driven game. And I think this works really better for this game instead of just being open world just for the sake of being open world. So let's talk about story. I really think this is one of the best story driven games that I've played this year. Everything that happens in this game happens for a reason. Everything builds up to something. This game goes on for, like, the story itself goes on for years and years. And everything that characters do, they do it for a reason. Everything just pretty much builds up. Now, when it comes to story, I don't like getting into stories for games when I'm talking about them. But for this game, I have to talk about this. So this game only has one ending, and the ending I really like the ending. I think the ending is really strong for a Mafia game. But I think if this game had two endings, it would have worked way better for this game. And what I mean by is that, so basically this is a some of a big spoiler, and I have to talk about this. So basically, at the end of the game, Father Ciccone, I think that's what his name is, he snitches on Enzo and Isabella. And now there's a moment before in this game where you're shooting someone in front of Father Ciccone, and he doesn't want you to do that. I feel like, and there's many moments you're about to shoot someone, and I think those moments they should have given you a choice to shoot them and not shoot that person. Like, let's say for example, if you don't shoot that guy in front of Father Ciccone and he doesn't snitch on you at the end of the game, and then you have a happy ending or a sad ending or somewhere between that, at least some kind of a different ending. So I think I might, but that's more of an opinion, but I do think this game would have been way better if it had two endings. Now, it's not a bad game because it has one ending, but it would have been better if it had two endings. But that's more of an opinion, like I said. Now let's talk about combat. Combat feels really good, but there's many things in combat that I hate. Like, shooting feels good, shooting feels like Red Dead Redemption 2, but when it comes to stealth in this game, stealth is really bad. Like, NPCs in this game are really stupid. Like, many times they make stupid decisions and it kind of gets your eyes rolling. So I suppose when it comes to stealth, it's not really good in my opinion, but like, I suppose if you're gonna go in, you might as well just start shooting everyone, because for me that was more fun than stealth. There's also not much customization when it comes to weapons, but that's okay for a game like Mafia The Old Country, because there's not a need to be a lot of customization for a weapon. Now, one thing I love in this game is the knife fights. Knife fights are so fucking smooth in this game and they're so good. Like, they remind me of Resident Evil 4 remake knife fights, like some of them. But anyway, the knife fights in this game are really good. I love them. They were smooth. There were no like glitches or bugs when you were doing knife fights, which was really refreshing to play that in this game. Let's talk about characters. Like I said, most of the characters are good. They feel like Mafia characters. They don't just like feel like tough characters, just for the sake of them being Mafia. They just really feel like Mafia characters. Everything they do, everything they say, every decision they make feels really good for Mafia characters. So when it comes to characters, I don't really have any big complaints. There's one thing I forgot to mention when it comes to story of this game. So basically, I think around chapter 8 or 9, I don't remember which it was, you have to do a race. And it is such a boring mission. You go to get a car, and then you go and you do a stupid race. And I don't understand that, because like, don't get me wrong, I like doing race in this game, but you have done race already at that point, like before that chapter. So I really don't see a point of doing a race again, and chemistry between characters at that point has even built up. So that chapter feels like completely fucking useless chapter. Like, I feel like if that chapter is in the game, that would, or if it's not in the game, that would do nothing to the story itself. But other than that, the story again was still decent. But that chapter, I find it completely boring. Now let's talk about the gameplay. I think the gameplay was decent. Like, there were some bugs here and there. Like, when you were driving, you would just drive inside of a sign. But again, like, I didn't really care about bugs like this. Like, they weren't groundbreaking. Like, they wouldn't, make you crash your games. At least not for me. Also, I saw someone tweet, like that was way long ago. That was like a month ago or something, like when the game came out. I saw someone tweet and say that there were no swimming mechanics in the game, and that is the most dumbest shit I have ever fucking, like one of the dumbest shit I've ever heard when it comes to gaming. First of all, there is swimming mechanics in this. Well, kind of. Like you can swim, but it just puts you back to the game because there's no need for swimming. It's not a fucking open world game. Like, I feel like many people out there just talk shit about games for no reason, and without even trying the game and actually playing it and understanding what's going on, and they just talk shit about it for no reason. Anyway, so what do I think about the game? I think the game is decent. Like, is it gonna win Game of the Year? No, I don't think so. But is it worth playing? Absolutely. It's been an insane year for gaming, and I can't, and I when I tell you that I am so excited, like you have no idea how excited I am for Ghost of Yotei. It's easily my most anticipated game this year. I can't wait to play that. Anyway, so I think the game was good. Like, if you like story driven game, you will like this one. The combat is decent, and yeah, overall it is worth 50 euros. It is a decent game. Anyway, that's about it. I'll see ya in the next video. Bye.